What up, though, y'all? Been a little bit. Been back and forth, traveling a lot, working, whatnot. No excuse, but getting back into it. So today, obviously, based on the title and the thumbnail, you're gonna see that we're gonna be talking about Ninja Kamui. I was calling it Kumai. I don't know why I thought there was an A at the end, towards the end of the word, but there's not. Ninja Kamui. So I just want to start off by saying first episode super captivating, quickly turned into a show that I just kept wanting to return to, and this is when it was still coming out week to week. I believe I was sick when I found this show on HBO. It was airing on Adult Swim, Cartoon Network and Adult Swim, all their stuff, or where you can stream it at on these streaming platforms is HBO. So fell into that, loved it. Um, Said I was saying 10 out of 10 show, first few episodes for sure. After completing the series, before I even get into a breakdown of the show and things I like, things that kind of threw me off a bit, or not even threw me off, but things that kind of brought my overall score down on the show, I'll say it's a solid 7 out of 10. So the show is about this exiled ninja who was hiding from the ninjas. I guess if you leave, then it's guaranteed death. And so him, his wife, their son, they were hiding out, and it finally caught up to them. That there's gonna be spoilers, so if you don't want to hear any spoilers, I guess watch a different video. But this happens in the first episode. What I'm about to say right now, Higan, the main character, witnessed his wife and son being murdered. He fought his way out. He thought he got murdered as well. Turns out he was saved by his wife. She did something to where he was able to die and essentially come back to life. So I guess all three of them were killed until he came back to life when he was in the hospital. While he was in the hospital, he got in contact with these two FBI agents who were interested in what was going on because they noticed a lot of other situations kind of similar where people were being murdered in such a way. Turns out the Ninja Clan and this meta type company called Alza, ran by somebody who kind of is reminiscent of Mark Zuckerberg. His name's Joseph. They were in cahoots together, and the Ninja Clan is essentially like his army, his military, the protection, I guess you can say. And what Joseph and Alza are doing for the ninjas is creating these technical suits and weapons, and so they're kind of working together to mutually benefit each other in whichever ways that they need. They're a conglomerate. And so the show gets into obviously Higan wanting revenge. He wants to take out the ninjas. He then learns he also has to take out Alza as well, because, like I said, they're a conglomerate. They're one in this case. And the things I loved about the show was the baseline story, the main character. Was just really captivating. What I didn't like so much is once they got into the armored fights towards the end, where they're in these technological suits. It seems like the budget really didn't keep up with what they wanted to bring to the screen. So if you're not somebody who really cares about that, I would say the show is probably an 8 out of 10. You know what I mean? But that's why I took it down a notch, just because of I guess, the budget, which isn't really fair. You still get the premise of it, but when you watch shows like Demon Slayer, those fight scenes are just insane and they look so good, fluid. But where with this show, it's not so fluid, it's not as clean looking, and the fights just could have been better overall. But so Higan, obviously, if it's a ninja clan and whatnot, there's tiers. You got the head guy. His name is Yamaji. That's like the leader of the ninjas. And when it comes to Yamaji, he's essentially using Auza to eventually take over stuff for himself and have ninjas control everything. So that's his underlying premise on why he's even with Auza and helping them with what they need and whatnot. So he's planning a coup essentially, and when Higan kind of starts getting deeper into the stuff, he takes out, like, I would just call them lieutenants of the ninja army and whatnot. Obviously, main hero, I mean main character, hero type guy, and he infiltrates Auza. They have like an Auza city where everything's ran by Auza stuff, and he gets in there. He comes across his old. Well, I guess I should say this. So him, his wife, and one other ninja Zai, they were a team. They were a group. Higan and Mari came to grow to love each other and whatnot, and that was against ninja rules. So they knew they had to run away or ignore these feelings. They chose to run away, obviously, from what I've previously said. So when he gets into Auza City, he comes into contact with Zai. And that was kind of like the first fight or encounter that we've seen Higan kind of have problems with. So fast forward a little bit, one of the FBI agents, Emma, she was actually like a double, triple type agent. She was a ninja herself working in the FBI. In this show, they have this technology where you can change the appearance of yourself, and that's what Higan and his family were using to hide out before they got found. She was using this as her cover in the FBI, and during this battle Higan was having a lot of trouble with, she kind of rescued him out, gave him arguably the most powerful suit that was created by Auza for the ninjas, for him to be able to stand a chance. Because this fight that she saved him from, she was actually a part of alongside the other ninjas, and they were just whooping him. He was about to die, and then she just shot out, saved him, fled, and whatever. Kind of like gave away her cover and her what she was doing. So the other guy in the FBI, Mike, he's just a good cop. You know what I mean? Just wants justice. He doesn't like what's going on. He even told Higan, like, I'll work with you, but you're going down in the end. Just because he wanted to get to the bottom of it. Obviously, they came to be friends and whatnot. That wasn't the case. But once Higan got this suit, he knocked out like the top lieutenants, obviously. Then he gets to the boss fight, which would be with Yamaji. And while he was fighting Yamaji, Zai stepped in to fight alongside Yamaji. And as Yamaji was going to kill Higan, Zai stepped in, essentially saved him, getting his arm chopped off. And this is towards the end of the season. It's 13 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. I thought that was kind of, usually you only get 10 or less in one season, so that was interesting to see that they had 13. Not sure what the point of that was, but I do love the number 13. So once he's fighting Yamaji, Zai steps in, get his arm cut off. Then Higan is able to from that, then defeat Yamaji, essentially ending the coup. And at this time, right before this, obviously, he waged a war on the world, essentially. And also, Mike was working with this guy from Alza who had gotten fired, Jason, who uncovered and leaked all the information pertaining to the situation with Alza working with the ninjas and the government being involved. So when Yamaji took on his first step in taking over and whatnot, he sent his military to every major or to the major government houses, so the Secretary of Defense, the White House, and all that. They were kind of essentially holding him hostage while he went to take out his last roadblock, which would be Higan. So so the government got exposed too as well. I don't know if that was clear. The government got exposed, Alza got exposed, ninjas got exposed, everybody got exposed for what they were doing and essentially attempting to just control the world and just be corrupt. So I like that underlying thing too. I like how that's why the score is so high as well. Like I said, it might not be fair that I gave it a 7, but the underlying thing is kind of like what's going on in the real world, where we're seeing these big companies collaborating with government officials to essentially control everything, everyone, dictate what they want people to be involved in and the frame of mind they want people in and whatnot. So once the ninjas took over and the government kind of was outed alongside Alza and the ninjas, he decided that he was essentially just going to blow up the world because he was pushed out and exposed and now is a villain as opposed to the number one guy in the world and whatnot. So that was stopped by Jason and Mike. And then while that was going on, that's when Higan was fighting Yamaji. At the end, I did see that it was renewed for season 2, which was a little confusing to me after I watched the last episode because Higan threw away his armor, the suit that was given to him. So I'm interested to see how season 2 pans out. Like I said, the show was super captivating in the first few episodes, and then it kind of became less captivating. I don't really know how to describe it. Then the fight scenes were a little lackluster. I feel like those, like I said, those could have been better. And for all those reasons, that's why I'll stamp it with a 7 out of 10. I would love to hear what you guys think. I would love to hear if you're excited for the season 2 or not. If you think my takes are good, if you think this breakdown was good, let me know in the comments. Share this video with your friends. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, of course. I'm going to be releasing a weekly anime recap this Sunday as well. So stay tuned for that if you just like anime in general. I'm going to start watching animes that I haven't seen before weekly to give breakdowns similar to this one. But yeah, so that was Ninja Kamui, breakdown from Anime Atrium. Peace out. See you later. Stay up, y'all.